we said, coming off the heels of Watch the Throne, we are coming in hot with Super Texas Contender Series 4, starting things off, ladies and gentlemen, with none other than the New Texas Pro Lone Star Championship. As you hear the music, that we await the challenger for this title match. Dan, I know that the Rottweiler here came out on a losing effort at Watch the Throne on his open challenge. Nonetheless, albeit to the world breaker, Brick Savage, of all people, who could have possibly imagined that would be the man to answer the open challenge. But Jay Davis showed why that he calls himself the Rottweiler with all the intensity and power shown in that contest.
You know, I said it before that it was a hallmark night for New Texas Pro, and it was definitely a hallmark night for Jay Davis. Even though he came out in the losing effort against Brick Savage, he showed the world, if you go on social media, people are talking about Jay Davis and Brick Savage. And yeah, we all heard about the TLC match, and I know we're going to get into that a little bit later, but Jay Davis showed why he is the baddest guy here at Texas Contender Series. It might be the baddest guy in all of New Texas Pro.
Well, he definitely impressed New Texas Pro management, thus earning himself a championship match for the Lone Star title here tonight at Super TCS 4.
Now this guy. Don't get me started on this guy.
You know what? I will leave it alone, but because this man had a stellar showing also at Watch the Throne, vying for the Loco Wrestling Championship as well as defending the Lone Star Championship. Diego de la Cruz, although some controversial fashion, that match ending the way it did at Watch the Throne.
I'm messing with his music. That's me messing with his music right now.
Well, Dan,
I'm going to be messing with this guy for as long as he's around until I get his ass kicked out of Texas Contender Series.
Well, Dan Miller, you are a jack of all trades, sir. Color commentary as well as our production leader here at Texas Contender Series. And as I said, I'm going to leave alone the history between you and Diego, because Diego deserves to have his accolades mentioned, although he, like I said, did not come out in a winning effort, a controversial effort. He didn't win, but he didn't lose either.
If you're not winner, you're a loser.
And you know what? There's truth to that too. I'm sure a lot of people would agree with that. But when your championship title is on the line and you are able to retain it in any form or fashion, you would argue that you did end up winning.
Hey, if you're going home with the bell at the end of the night, in some capacity, you better not throw that at me. In some capacity, you are a winner. As long as you're cashing checks and getting championships, you're going to be getting booked on cards, and that's what it's all about here.
Speaking about what it's all about, this opening contest, that Lone Star Championship. And we are off and running for Super Texas Contender Series 4 here tonight. We thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching us live on IWTV. As Jay Davis right there, you see, is not here to make friends. He is here to make a name for himself in New Texas Pro.
And just like I said, cashing checks and getting championships, Jay Davis has been on the precipice of having gold here several times here at the Texas Contender Series, but now he's got a fantastic shot. He's got a lot of momentum coming out of Watch the Throne, and he's going to try to show Diego de la Cruz just why he is the baddest guy at Texas Contender Series.
Strong hookup, breaked apart right there. Diego favoring that shoulder right there, and then makes you wonder if Diego just favoring it in that moment right there with the veteran prowess that Jay Davis possesses as the Rottweiler, as a Rottweiler would attack that weakened spot that he saw just for that moment.
Now Jay Davis coming off of that match with Brick Savage. Diego de la Cruz coming off of a hellacious match himself with, whoa, Showtime Max Heights. A double pin the end of that contest. I'm sure we're going to see those two again. But Diego de la Cruz might not have that Lone Star Championship if Jay Davis has anything to say about it.
No.
And you have to wonder, Jay Davis, he is used to fighting. He was just used to fighting a very big man. And
I mean, the likes of Brick Savage. I mean,
we saw what Diego was able to do with Brick Savage, tossing him around. He's going to be able to toss around Diego just as easily, but it's those swift kicks that Diego has and his lucha background that's going to perhaps throw a wrench into the plans of Mr. Jay Davis.
Yeah, Jay Davis possessing the strength and power game as we saw on display at Watch the Throne, but Diego possessing that lucha background, and you got to wonder if that's going to be something he goes to his tool bag here and tries to throw off Jay Davis by not utilizing his speed, or not using his power, excuse me, but utilizing his speed and agility out of his arsenal and from that lucha background that he has.
Well, Diego is also a veteran in his own right, so he knows that he's not going to outmuscle Jay Davis, but he's going to do stuff like that.
Yeah, there
and
you see,
like
springboard,
that.
high, arm drag from the DLC, and there you see, looks like we were correct in our assumption, going after that lucha background, attacking Jay Davis with it. Head first goes Jay Davis into the turnbuckle. Speaking of turnbuckles, we got some fun later on with some exposed turnbuckles, but we'll get to that later on. But you can hear that chop go clear across Premier Arena. And Diego, always a man of the fans, asking if they want one more. Oh my, and it was just as loud, if not louder than the first. And Diego putting the Rottweiler out in the backyard so far. Reversal by Jay Davis though, coming in hot into the turnbuckle with that clothesline. You could see the sweat bouncing right off of these gentlemen here in this opening contest as the heat here in Texas and Houston Premier Arena is kicking up a notch. In the turnbuckle goes Diego. Jay Davis once more. Coming in hot, so to say. And the Rottweiler taking the fight straight to the champion here.
And this is certainly going to be a fight. That is what Jay Davis is all about. He's about hard-hitting, smash-mouth wrestling. No, watch this. Look at this.
Oh, Diego off that Bandera, catching the Rottweiler with a forearm, moving out of the way and kicking him once more in the face.
But Diego can be smash-mouth as well.
Diego can just about go with anybody in the strength and power game. Oh, but Jay Davis tripping him up off of the rope, sending De La Cruz all the way down to the floor. And Diego is in a world of trouble as he was holding on to that knee as he hit the floor. And Jay Davis, bringing that intensity, like he said, calls himself the Rottweiler for a reason, attacking the champion, not letting him take this count-out victory. He wants that Lone Star Championship.
We definitely see the target that Jay Davis has zeroed in on, and he's going to be going after that knee. When a Rottweiler's hungry, they'll stop at nothing.
Right after it,
to get his meal.
Slamming that knee into the turnbuckle post.
And listen, I know a thing or two about knee injuries. That is no fun. We got cover here.
Well, that's something you and I have in common, sir, but we don't need to get into that right now at the moment. A Rottweiler right now making sure Diego has a knee injury of his own at the end of this matchup. Big elbow drop onto the knee, and now with a leg lock onto the heel and foot, and now just absolutely brutalizing the knee and leg of the champion. That left leg is going to be worse for wear, and that lucha background, as we said, that Diego possesses is going to be out of question here tonight.
Especially when you're a high flyer like that and you use a lot of running and jumping in your moveset, you know that knee's going to become a target. So Diego, I believe he's going to have a backup plan for this. But how do you have a backup plan when you're going up against a Rottweiler?
That's a great question, and I'm sure if anyone has the answer, Diego would love to hear it right now, as he is getting absolutely mauled, if you will, by the Rottweiler.
Apropos term, Trent. You're finally catching on. And here comes the big dog.
Diego throwing a back elbow and a back kick right there, trying to fight off the head of steam, Jay Davis, coming off the top and a double stomp onto the back. But Diego, as much as he used that move out of desperation, took some self out of him with the knee stomping on the back of Jay Davis as he's slow to make the cover here, and only a 2 count.
Wonder if that was the right move for Diego De La Cruz there.
Well, when your adrenaline is flowing, sometimes you just try to decide to push through it, and sometimes you just do things out of instinct, out of habit.
Well, it was certainly a gamble, Trent, and it may have paid off. We see the Rottweiler Jay Davis on wobbly legs right now, backed in the corner, taking another one of those vicious shots from Diego De La Cruz.
Diego favoring that leg for sure. I mean, not to steal lines from anybody, but it's hard to be a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest.
And definitely in a suplex contest. And it looks like that's the game that the Rottweilers are going to start to play right now. Here we go.
Oh, there we go. Those brutalizing German suplexes. And I bet Diego feels like a feather in comparison to the German suplexes that Jay Davis was throwing in Campbell Hall.
Welcome to the Autobahn. We're going German.
This crowd trying to get behind De La Cruz as they gingerly are chanting DLC, but Jay Davis stomped out that chant real quick in a cover. Oh, Diego just narrowly getting that shoulder up just for a second there.
Jay Davis trying to grind down Diego De La Cruz into a bratwurst with these big German suplex. Bit of desperation there from the champion. Going back to those chops again. Jay Davis in the ropes now, reverses the whip.
Big knee to the midsection there, stopping De La Cruz. Off the ropes goes Jay Davis with just a brutal kick to the side of the head and a cover. Only a 2 count. Jay Davis kind of shaking his head in disbelief there.
Jay Davis is going to have to turn up the volume right now. He's going to have to start busting out all of those big moves. I mean, listen, man, this is a championship match.
And Diego trying to fight it off, realizing, oh, going for a spin kick right there. But Jay Davis picks him up off the floor and going after the ankle lock. That brutalizing ankle lock that we saw back at Campbell Hall and now being applied here onto the Lone Star champion. Could this ankle lock right here from the Rottweiler, the tenacious Rottweiler, could this bring home some gold to his doghouse? But Diego has other ideas as the veteran quickly rolls out of the way. And now Jay Davis on the outside.
What's the champion thinking?
Oh, he's thinking head of steam off the ropes, going through.
Oh,
suicide dive, and both men are down on the floor. I don't know if that was such a wise move by the champion, but it seemed to work right now for the moment. And whatever may work, I guess, for a count of 3 is whatever you can throw at him, right?
If I were Diego, I would have taken the count out.
Well, that's not the type of competitor Diego is, and especially after—
that's how you lose belts.
Especially after the double pin finish. Oh, Jay Davis has him up. Pick him up with the F5, if you will. And a cover. We could have a new Lone Star champion. Oh, only a 2 count.
Come on, Jay. You got to go bigger, Jay, man.
Jay Davis barking at some of the fans here in Premier Arena as they try to begin the momentum build for the champion as Jay Davis goes right back on the attack. Has Diego by the head. Diego picking him up in a fireman's carry position. And Jay Davis able to slide through, roll up. No, pushes Diego back. And now picks up Diego himself back in the fireman carry position. Going for that F5, but Diego lands on his feet. Missed kick. Jay Davis with the Olympic slam.
Oh my God. The vicious slam right there.
That's it. We got a new champion here. Oh my. Only a 2 count.
Come on, Jay!
Jay Davis hitting that Olympic angle slam, whichever you want to call it. I prefer the Olympic, but
the straps are coming down, Trent.
And you know that means business. The Rottweiler is looking to finish the job here and take gold around his waist back to the doghouse.
nothing but dog meat in the middle of the ring right now.
And here he comes to apply the pressure. Diego leapfrogs out of the way, going for a kick,
Oh,
but Jay Davis
again!
caught it again. And now the ankle lock applied once more.
That's it.
These legs have absolutely been brutalized in this match, and Diego is in the center of the ring. He's got nowhere to go. Jay Davis has this locked in. Diego, these fans, trying to get behind him, and what a move right there by Diego to get out of it. A roll-up right here, has him pinned, the shoulders are down, and 3 count, 3 count.
Here is your winner, and still the new Texas Pro Lone Star Champion, Diego De La Cruz.
I can't believe he escaped with another one.
Diego De La Cruz able to retain the championship here tonight by some sort of miracle, because Jay Davis was out for blood here tonight. Jay Davis had that match in control and basically won, all but had the Lone Star Championship around his waist, and Diego, the wily veteran that Diego De La Cruz is, able to find a way to retain.
On a successful title defense. I just want to know, how do you feel and what do you have planned next?
Well, first of all, let me grab my breath, please. First and foremost, before we get to the question that you just asked me, everybody give it up for Jay Davis, y'all.
A wonderful effort on display from Jay Davis.
Last weekend, I watched the Throne New Texas Pro. He took Brick Savage to the brink, and he did it to me too. The fact that he's not a champion somewhere is beyond me. So my hat's off to you, Jay Davis. You're a champion in my book. What did you ask me again?
And what do you have planned next?
What does Diego De La Cruz have planned next? The fact that I have this Lone Star Championship means a lot. It means a lot of people are gunning for this Lone Star Championship, both here in Texas, in California, in Florida, in Colorado, and by all means, I plan on facing every single one of them. I take this title very seriously. This is my first ever singles championship, and I plan to keep it until I can keep it no longer. But for now, I welcome everybody, both on the internet, both in the building, all around the world. If y'all want some of this Lone Star title, just say the word. Cause I'm the DLCC, your Lone Star Champion.
Well, Diego De La Cruz putting everybody on notice, saying that he will basically defend that title against anyone, anywhere, looking to build that Lone Star Championship to new heights here in New Texas Pro Wrestling.